This episode is brought to you by Flash Designs. Flash Designs is a local shop here in Toledo, Ohio, created and ran by our good friend Mark Killer Kowalski, specializing in t-shirts and prints of all shapes and sizes. Get your Moon Tower Podcast merchandise here, handmade by our good friend Mark Killer Kowalski. FlashDesigns.com. T-shirts are on sale for $12.95 and beer koozies are whatever the price is on the screen. FlashDesigns.com, bringing you the Moon Tower Podcast. Alrighty, folks. Welcome back.
We are back.
Welcome back, Nate.
Welcome back, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm drinking communion wine, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's some pretty interesting shit you got there,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. I feel like a kid again.
That because I'm not really about the tart beers and the fruity beers, but that shit does taste exactly like the communion.
Yeah, not in a bad way either, though. It's nostalgic.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, because you handed me that, and I was like, I haven't had fucking communion in like 13, 14 years. It's been a long time. Took me back for a hot second to the Jesus days.
Oh, God, yes it does.
My mom was telling me she grew up in a Catholic church, and one of the bishops got busted for smuggling communion wine out of the store case where they fucking kept it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got fired or released or whatever.
Reprimanded in some form.
I think he got put on leave because he was always. They kept running out and they could never figure out why. Yeah. And then somebody else found him like pissed drunk in the cellar of the church, just sitting there like fucking smashed, and like he had like 3-4 bottles of communion wine.
Oh man. See, you just gotta take it easy. I mean, if it's free, then you gotta respect it.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of headache you get off of that.
Pretty bad. I mean, it's a lot of sugar in that, I would imagine.
Some Manischewitz if you're Jewish.
Yeah.
But she always said that it was actual wine too. Yeah. That even the kids would get it. When we did communion, because when I was a kid, we grew up Baptist. I grew up Baptist, but the church we were in was a Baptist church, and it was always grape juice. Mm-hmm. I think it was Welch's. Pretty sure it was Welch's.
Yeah.
Because they never wanted to give out the true blue blood of Jesus to the church going folk.
Yeah, unfortunately, cheap bastards.
Yeah, they're too busy spending on remodeling and souping up their fucking BMWs.
This is true. Or burning records.
No, they never did. They never did stuff like that. Yeah. I think they held protests and whatnot at some gay rights thing a few times. I think I don't really remember, but
when I was younger, my dad had to burn like most of his record collection. I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Your dad was part of that crew, huh?
Uh-huh.
Burning all the Beatles records because John Lennon said they were more popular than Jesus.
That might have been it.
Which was true at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't refute that. I mean, it's kind of like a thing that can be proven or disproven.
It pretty much was. 1964, 65, 66. Fuck yeah, they were more popular than Jesus. And he wasn't saying that as blasphemy.
Yeah, you're saying because it was like like a whoa statement. It's like shit.
Well, it was true. I mean, in the cultural lexicon, the Beatles were probably more popular than Jesus. Mm-hmm. So, and it was always funny because I think my dad ended up doing that at some point during that time because he would have been 6-7 years old roughly, and my mom actually remembers that. She remembers people doing that because she would have been 65. She would have been 7 or 8, and she's told me before, like her mom. I think her mom was actually one of the cool moms on the block and didn't try to do that to the kids.
Yeah.
But she said she's told me before she remembers people doing that in town, like holding like rallies in the square kind of shit and doing bonfires.
Yeah, it's like I don't get that. It's like, come on, it's music. You listen to it, like you get something out of it. It's
And plus, it's like early Beatles too. It's not the Maharishi fucking Acid Trip Beatles. You know, Revolver, White Album, Sgt.
Yeah,
Pepper's.
yeah.
It's fucking I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah, like Rubber Soul or whatever, what have you. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. But that's always funny. I'm waiting for stuff like that to happen again, but I don't think it will, just because everything's digital now. You can just erase it.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting
Or Spotify it or
whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so what happened to my playlist? It's gone. I don't need to burn a record. It's done for me.
Yeah, I do. I don't even have like a CD-ROM drive on my computer anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
You don't need them.
Yeah. I will say I stand guilty as charged for stuff like that, because and story time, folks. I did that. I didn't burn them. I didn't burn records or books or anything, but I remember when I started to take the whole Jesus church thing seriously, and had a handful of CDs and profanity, drug references, shit like that. Broke them. I remember standing over the trash can right outside my kitchen at the house I grew up in, and had a stack of CDs and breaking them one by one. And my brother was just like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're gonna end up buying those again anyways." And guess what? Ended up buying them again.
Well, you know.
And just like growing out of it and growing up and buying those records again, listening to them and just going like, "Why the fuck did I break this? This shit's awesome."
Yeah.
While it was still at the time of being in the church and going
Because like when I was getting into rock and roll, like Aerosmith and AC/DC and stuff like that, like my family stopped going to church as much, because like we used to go like in the town over, was like, you know, maybe like a mile and a half like out of town or whatever. That's the church we went to. And then they ended up moving it like 15 miles out because church shut down. And then we stopped going for a good number of years. And then, yeah, started getting into more rock and roll and stuff. So,
well,
that's kind of how that went.
At the time for me, it was, I just started buying the CDs again and listening to them while still going to church, and realizing like, excuse me, oh, I can still listen to this and still be cool with Jesus and God and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because it's artistic expression, you know, but at the same time, the fundamentalism, stumbling over words, folks.
It happens.
Tongue twisters. The whole idea was everything that you do has to be in praise of, in a proclamation of your love for Christ, and all the music you listen to had to be that as well. Like, no rock and roll, no fucking R&B, no like actual country music, not the fucking horse shit American country. I'm talking like the true blue honky tonk shit. Rap obviously was big no. You know, because that was at the time.
I think the hardest thing I listened to when I was a kid was like "Gangster's Paradise" by Coolio. I think they even swear on that one.
And it had to be in praise of, and if it wasn't, then it's no. That's a no. And I remember many times my friend in church, his name was Matt Roan, I believe his name was. Which, if you're out there, Matt, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. He'd be like, "Hey man, let's go out to the car." You know, instead of like smoking joints or whatever, we would just, "Hey, listen to this," and be some whatever metal band was hot at the time.
Yeah.
Like System of a Down, I think was it.
Yeah, okay.
And we're listening to it in the church parking lot, and I'm just like cool with it. But he's like doing this shit just in case somebody came out, because people got in trouble for that shit.
Yeah,
at my church.
I could see that.
Like, I'm sure I've said it before, where, you know, I had long hair, my brother had piercings. Oh boy, that was frowned upon with the old folks, because it was a Northern Baptist, fundamentalist, still stuck in the 50s.
Yep.
You know, women are subservient, men are on the board, gay rights is an abomination, the whole fucking 9 yards. And we wore jeans to main service. That was I remember people fucking approaching my mother and saying...
Yeah, that was like the thing I hated the most about church, to have to get dressed up every Sunday.
I fucking hate Docker pants to begin with.
Yeah.
The non-stick...
I think it's so starchy.
Exactly. And... Because you're dressing up like you're taking school yearbook photos.
Mm-hmm.
First of all. And I remember people coming up to my mom and saying, like, sure you let your boys wear that? At main service, dude. And then, you know, the gossip wagon. You know, see her. My dad was a Sunday school teacher and drove van on Sundays, picking up kids, dropping them off, picking up the Pathfinders group that I talked about. The for lack of a better word,
we're not talking about the pen and paper game Pathfinder.
No, the fucking mentally retarded.
Oh, God. Okay.
That my mom worked with. He drove van for them, picked them up, dropped them off. And I remember riding with him. There's be a few times we ended up skipping the main service because they wouldn't let them in the main service because they made too much noise.
That's
dude.
Shitty.
Yeah, I've talked about this. I've talked about this before. In the main service, in the main auditorium, when they were allowed to attend, they sat them next to the fucking band.
Wow.
So that way, during the song and praise,
you couldn't hear anything.
You couldn't hear them.
Yeah.
And then I forget. There was one lady in particular. She was a fucking sweetheart. But she would try to talk, and it would be completely garbled and mumbled, and she'd have her tics and this, that, and the other, and she would try to be rejoicing, like, during the sermon or whatever, and would just kind of spout out. And people would fucking laugh. Now, granted, when we were kids, we just...
I mean, we really don't even know any better. And a lot of local schools don't teach, respect for that very well.
Well, and also the way that they taught, like, the whole Sermon on the Mount thing, like the meek will inherit the earth. Like, those people are, like, when they get to heaven, they will be actually the most exalted because even in their condition, they found a way to fucking praise Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it got to a point they would have their own service, kind of like for like teens or kids or whatever, they'd have like their Sunday school and then go out to the main service. They stuck them all the way in the back because the church was also a school.
Yeah,
it coincided.
Yeah. There was Solomon Lutheran in Woodville was our version of that. So yeah,
gotcha. And they had a basketball team and all that, and they had an auditorium, and which was disconnected from the church and kind of like in the backyard almost. That's where they stuck them. There was two halls, like ballroom lobby type spaces. One was for the teens, one was for the Pathfinders. Back by the fucking basketball court. So they weren't even. When they're doing their version of Sunday school, they weren't even in the main church building. They were separated from that. And then it got to a point, because they were causing too much of a ruckus during the fucking service, that they'd send them home after their Sunday school. Man. And I remember riding with my dad a few times to drop them off. And he would kind of utter and mumble about, this is bullshit. Because...
Yeah, dude.
It's exclusive because when you're talking about the whole thing with Jesus, it's all inclusive, baby. Yeah, I mean, everyone's welcome to the table.
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be love that's like unconditional. It's
exactly.
Like shit. Like, come on.
Last time I checked, didn't the dude die for this stuff?
Yeah.
Didn't he rise from the dead and preach this stuff?
It said not to judge people like that.
That everyone's welcomed?
In general. It's like, shit.
Fucking suffer the little children come unto me. Everyone's allowed to come. Everyone's allowed in.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
And I remember he was one of the first ones to break. He was the first one out of the family, him and my brother, to break off, because he saw the hypocrisy and the bigotry that was involved as well, because some of those motherfuckers were bigots.
Oh, dude.
They were racist,
100%,
they were homophobic,
yeah.
or somewhere in between. Sexist, too.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the main three. And he saw that in the other Sunday school teachers, too. Just kind of like this condescension.
Yeah, yeah.
About...
Like, moreover, they were in that position because they wanted the authority than
Well, I mean, these were people that led Sunday school, or weren't even like deacons or the pastors. They were just like, here's the pastor, here's the kids, and they're like somewhere in here.
It was like authority without having to get to like the authoritative level.
Well, and also some of them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was funny because one of the coolest guys, one of the coolest people that I met through that whole time that wasn't a pastor of any sort, that was just a member of the congregation, was this guy. His name was Mr. Crawford.
Okay.
He was actually, I'll get to that in a second. He was a guy, he was well off, but as far as I know, he earned it. He was just a cool guy. He was sharp. He looked sharp every Sunday.
Yeah.
Suits.
Yeah.
I'm talking fucking, $500 suits. Suit and tie and the whole ring. Drove a Jag. Real nice Jaguar. But he as far as I know, he earned it. And the nicest guy. Like, I believe he was one of those guys that kind of protested against, like, last time I checked, why are they sending them home? Everyone should be allowed to come here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because dude up there is saying that, but yet you're sending them home.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you in this arena? Aren't you the guy that calls the shots?
Yeah.
Where there's a disconnect here that I'm not fucking understanding. It's just absolute bullshit. But nicest guy, and helped out, volunteered, all this stuff. The one church trip I went on, I actually won in a raffle to go to Chicago when I was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And it was the first time going to a big city, pretty much the first time being out of Lima, being out of Ohio even, especially. And I remember the way you got into the raffle was you had to recite a series of scripture from, I think it was Psalms. I can't remember the chapter, but it was like the first 10 verses.
Oh, wow.
And it was talking
for a kid, like, that's like some dedication right there.
Oh yeah, but like, and like a lot of the other kids, they just did it to do it. But I was like, okay, I'm not only am I going to recite this, but what does this mean?
Yeah.
Taking an invested interest.
Full spectrum.
Yeah. And it was about how the entire creation was one under the eye of God. Being from the birds of the air, the beasts of the field, all the way up to man. That basically saying that man has a responsibility for stewardship over the earth, dominion, which is, I believe, the true form of, or true definition of dominion. That it's a responsibility for stewardship over this creation that God has given man. Not domination, where God's given man the right to pillage and to kill anything that he wants, and to fucking rape and slaughter and pollute, that fucking perverted idea that somehow along the line got twisted in Christian theology, where instead of, hey,
it has more in line with like Spanish Inquisition than
supremacy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're trying to convert people for domination rather than actually giving a fuck about people.
Well, not just that, but also like, God gave man dominion over the earth, so he has the right to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Just as long as those 1 or 2 days a week he goes and be like, hey God, thanks for everything. I'll see you next week. I'm gonna go out and fuck some shit up and do everything that you told me not to do. Just as long as I come back here and say and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But I divert. So we had to recite these Bible verses. And I did that and won. There's something else, and I won my name a few times and got it picked in the raffle. And we went to Chicago and pounding around. I'm like, oh, this is
Chicago's a sweet place, man.
This is crazy. Like, big city. You know, I'm a kid. Wow. Went to the Navy Pier. Went to the IMAX. Went to the mall. Went to a few other places, and then we went to the Sears Tower, which I
say we talked about this on one of the first 2 episodes.
We've talked. I've talked about this a few times.
Yeah.
And
Good to revisit.
Yeah. Mr. Crawford was one of the chaperones, and I remember he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go up to the top of that building," and I'm like, "What?" Like, I hate heights now, but I was deathly afraid.
Oh yeah.
Deathly afraid of heights. I remember one time my brother and my dad went to the top of a sightseeing tower, like you can walk up on the iron bar stairs all the way up in southern Ohio. It was like maybe 250 feet in the air. I wouldn't even go up to the second row steps.
What is it, that tower over by Niagara Falls? I went up that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's something like that, but it was out in the forest in southern Ohio, like near Serpent Mounds and shit like that. So yeah, we're walking and we're gonna go to the top of that. And I stopped. I'm like, I don't like heights. I can't. He's like, oh really? He's like, you didn't say it. I'm like, because I didn't know. I didn't know what the itinerary was.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to the Sears Tower. I didn't know we were going to the fucking top of the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
The good part about it was at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it had been during the day, my brother, when he
you get a lot bigger perspective during the day.
My brother, a year or two earlier, also won the raffle to go, and they went up to the top of the building during the day. I luckily went up to the top at night, because if I had gone up during the day, I wouldn't have gone up during the day, because fuck that shit. So luckily, at least it was at night. Anyway, and so he was like, I'll stick by you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you get scared, just hold my hand. You know, let me know if you want to leave. I'll leave with you. That kind of shit. Like, he was a real cool fucking dude.
Hell yeah.
He was a real cool guy. But it seemed, the older I got, it seemed that it was just few and far between. Mm-hmm. People like that. People who's just, if at least on the outside they looked like they meant it. They acted like they meant it. It wasn't just a fucking song and dance routine, which is one of the reasons why I left that church after my youth pastor, who I think I've talked about it, where we'd have phone conversations on Thursday nights, because I'd go Wednesday night and Sunday morning and sometimes Sunday night, because I was trying to dedicate my life to this, you know, because it was something that I thought was going to be for the better good for myself and something that I could exude. Mm-hmm. And even if I still watched rated R movies and listened to rock and roll, you know, it wasn't something that Jesus wasn't something I could just fall back on. It was more just I got this pillar, and it's like, you know, the things that matter.
You have like a greater good in your life.
Integrity, morals, that stuff. You know, let's do like Christ. And because to me at the time, and I in a way still think that if the world acted in that manner, not just Jesus, but people like him, this whole fucking planet would be just better off. Yeah. But I'd have phone conversations with them over scripture for 2-3 hours sometimes on Thursday nights. I've talked about it. I do want to bring my old Bible on and show, and or at least take pictures of it. I have fucking notes on notes of scripture. Notes. Stuff underlined, questions, references. What does this mean? I think this means this, stuff like that. And my youth pastor at the, Jeremy Kimball was his name. His wife, Rachel, lovely couple. They're great people. I haven't spoken to them in years, like face to face. If I have, it's been over Facebook, and that's sparingly at the most. And for a while, when my family was going through some tough times, they were there for me and helped me out a lot, actually.
Hell yeah, dude. So it's gonna have like the support network, especially when you're growing up like that.
They mean it. They mean it. They walk it, they talk it, you know, regardless of whether or not I agree with them, they mean it. Yeah. He had gone to seminar, he had learned the Bible in Hebrew, did this, that, and the other, taking every fucking course that you could. And every time she'd be like, one time in particular, he told me, he's like, you know, I've done all this, and yet you still say things that I don't, you catch things that I don't about Scripture. And I'm like, 14, 15 years old, 16 years old, like, what? Thank you.
Yeah,
Because like I said, I tried to mean it. I tried to do that. That's what I wasn't going to go into a fucking seminary and be a pastor, but at the very least, I was going to try to make sense of what I thought I believed in at the time. Which, if you believe in anything, that's what you should do.
If you're going to get serious about anything, you should learn the ins and outs of it, I think. Like, that's how I feel about things, too. Like, engineering-wise or what have you.
Well, fucking remind me of that later on, and I'll... Because, blind faith is the absolute worst. But when they left, I remember the week after he took a job in Wisconsin, I believe, at the time.
Okay.
And the week after, the teen group thing that I was in, they were trying to do that whole act of solidarity. Let's stand together. Let's be as one. We're going to get through this. We'll find somebody to replace him, and we'll carry on. You know, this doesn't end here. And the adults got up, and they're trying to give the uplifting speech, you know, cue fucking sentimental music, you know, that kind of shit.
Yep.
We're gonna go out there. We're gonna go. You know, it wasn't brouhaha, but it was like that. But and okay, guys, who's with us, kind of thing, and kind of all just stood up, and I kind of like looked around. I'm like, y'all don't fucking mean this. Like, looking around at like the people my age, I'm like, you guys don't fucking mean this shit.
Yeah.
You're just here because your fucking parents brought you here. Like, fuck you guys. I'm done with this. I'm done with this particular area. And I tried some other things, and it didn't. And I just kind of fell out of it, and then I discovered Christopher Hitchens.
As you do.
And writers he was influenced by, and started reading more, started thinking more, and just being like, wait a second. Because it was, 18, when I was, the summer after I graduated high school was kind of like the year everything came just fucking implosion, implosion while exploding kind of thing. Fucking, oh my God, the government's lying to me, and the war on terror is fucking a racket, and maybe 9/11 was an inside job, and church is a lie, and fucking all these people, I've been lied to my whole fucking life. Shit. No.
Hey, once that heavy stuff starts hitting, it doesn't stop.
Well, I fucking went into the rabbit hole too with videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And, wait, wait a second. There might have been explosives in the building. What the fuck? The oil industry is running and the drug industry is running the fucking war. And Jesus might have not have been real. Oh God. Oh.
Yep.
Fucking got to the point I was fucking walking around town, looking up in the sky, looking out for helicopters and like Ray Liotta and Goodfellas, except I never done blow at the time. Just out of my fucking mind, dude. It got to a point my mom even threatened to put me on meds. Like fucking downers or antidepressants.
Yeah, I'm going to say I didn't start smoking pot until like 4 years after I stopped, like believing in Jesus or whatever, I guess. So.
Well, it was, thankfully my brother was there, and it was kind of around that time where he kind of let me in a little bit more. Because I'd party with them like after shows and shit, and smoked and whatever. But it was more like, all right, dude, you've taken the red pill, or is it the blue pill in the Matrix?
Red pill.
The red pill?
Yeah.
Basically kind of sat me down and was like, all right, now you've gotten a glimpse of what things are really like. Welcome to life, kind of thing. And like, he's like, you see I remember one time in particular, we used to go get fucking McDoubles from McDonald's, cruise around, smoke weed, and go to the reservoir and just hang out, kind of shit. We'd go to the graveyard. For some reason, he had a thing with graveyards at the time.
Like we had the quarry, a couple quarries. We
Shit
had,
like that.
We had a bunch of lime plants all over the place. where I grew up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, dreary industrial small town in Ohio.
Yep.
You got quarries, you got the graveyard, you got the fucking reservoir, you got...
We had a quarry with a graveyard.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we'd go out to Walpaw because the guy's got the stone... like monuments in his yard and shit.
Yeah.
Go out there and whatever. And I remember one time in particular, we're sitting there and he's like, I know you're freaking out about shit, dude. And I understand. We've all done it. And he's like, you just got to remember, you know, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes you just got to not care about things. Or just keep doing what you're doing. And
treat it like a roller coaster, enjoy the ride.
Leave the other shit. Leave the other shit to be. And I remember he's like, you know, you see the president or Dick Cheney go on TV to make a speech. They're not running shit. They're not running shit.
It's all about bottom line and getting them constituents.
Straight up, dude.
Yep.
But it's that. Trust me, don't get me wrong. I've been asked before by a few people, like, do I regret going to church? Do I regret believing in America?
You know, you need some perspective, I feel.
Do I regret any of that stuff? Why? Because
doesn't make you a bad person.
Well,
so
confession time. I used to watch Fox News every fucking night.
Same.
Used to watch Bill O'Reilly's show every fucking night. Appointment TV. You know, trying to really figure out what's going on.
Did you ever get to Glenn Beck's? Because
Glenn Beck was like the first one for me where I was like, all right, this dude's a clown.
Yeah. But see, like when I was still like heavy Republican until I was like 18 and a half. Because it was like right before Obama got elected, like, and I was like starting to get into politics more, and then I don't know, life kind of dropped on me. And it's like, oh wait a second, a lot of stuff's going on. Like all the politicians are kind of bad.
Oh yeah.
I started becoming a libertarian, so yeah. You know how that goes.
The bisexuals of politics. And shit like that, and then like, oh yeah, the other side's good. Oh wait, there's just about the same amount of blind obedient followers on the other side, on the left.
Yep.
There are. I was telling my dude at work today, I was like, you know, it's for me, it's pretty easy to argue with like a conservative Republican. You know, people, you know, Trump and Republicans and it's easy to argue with them. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
You're not going to win the argument, but it's easy to argue with.
Because you're not going to,
for sure.
Because 9.5 times out of 10, you're not going to change their mind.
No, yeah. I mean, I understand, like, you know, believing in something and like having respect for that, but like, there's like believing in something and just like kind of like going with it.
But well, here's the thing is, and not questioning it.
Yeah.
Not quite. George Carlin in his last special was talking about the whole thing of trying to get kids to read.
Yeah.
And he said something effective. It doesn't. Kids who are going to read are going to read.
Yeah.
What matters is teaching them how to question.
Yeah. No, that was my problem. Is like I was like super curious. That's what got me out of it, because I would like analyze everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's how it goes. Like once you start doing that, it's like it's over, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was telling my dude, I was like, what I love doing anymore is getting into debates or whatever with people like liberals and people who are like all about the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Because they have that same apologist tonality and word choice that they use. Oh, what? Obama did this. Well, he wasn't that bad. Really?
Not the worst. He's still pretty terrible.
Really? And it's just, it might be trolling. I don't know, but it's kind of fun to piss them off.
Yeah.
Kind of get them all riled up, like.
Yeah.
Because like
you kind of have to like let them like know like, okay, do you really believe in this sort of thing? Because like everyone loses their ways sometimes, and they get ingrained in like the camaraderie and all that sort of shit.
The tribalism.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like, do you actually believe this, or are you just doing this because fuck the other guy? Like, do you really fucking believe in this?
Yeah. Like, I'll agree with conservatives. A lot of Democrats are very petty, and I understand where they get that from, and I respect bulldog sort of personality, but at the same time, it's like, man, like really make sure you have something that you believe in.
Yeah. It doesn't really.
That's the only way you
anywhere.
can make it work. You know, for real.
Well, it doesn't really get you anywhere if you just go into it and be like, okay, give me the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I'm beelining it for this.
Like I'm more liberal than I used to be, but like even then, like I have ideals. I research shit and I know what I stand for. So.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole thing with faith for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just religious faith. There's also political faith. There's faith. You get onto an airplane, you have faith that it's going to work and that the pilots are going to do the thing and you're going to get to your destination fine.
Mm-hmm.
You have faith in that machine. You have faith in their ability to control that machine and fly it. You know, it's not just I have faith that Jesus came down from heaven or was sent here to save our sins and died and rose again, or it's, you know, I have faith that that fucking Donald Trump's going to lead America to the fucking promised land. You know, that shit.
Indeed.
Faith comes in many different shapes, forms, whatever, creeds and colors. But when you just sit there and just accept it,
yep.
You know, and you watch, you know, politically speaking, you watch mainstream news and you take that as the news. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah,
We're in the digital age. And even then, like, and I'm guilty of it too, of sharing a post on Facebook and not checking it, not fact checking.
Oh yeah, Now everyone
Guilty.
has that time. It's like we've talked about it before, like the information overload and all that. It's like you don't have time to check every single source unless you're like in college, you have nothing better to do. It's like even then, like a lot of people doing that, it's like they do put too much into that, and it's like okay, now you're just exasperating the information overload yourself.
Well, it's
it's
also disinformation overload.
Yeah,
and I'm not just talking about fake news.
Yeah,
but stuff that's just incorrect.
Yeah,
distracting
at the end of the day.
Like,
yeah.
For instance, one time I posted, it was a quote from Muhammad Ali talking about something about Hitler or whatever, and dude posted with a Snopes fact check and said like, yeah, you never said that.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, shit.
It's okay. I mean, it's happened to everybody. Like I do it to people sometimes because it's like, you know, like I'm, you know, up at 10 in the morning with my cup of coffee. It's like, well, I have nothing better to do. Let's Snopes these people.
But and you know, obviously we're in election year and the division in the country's growing because fucking fuckface got acquitted today by the Senate, which, big surprise. Big fucking surprise. Like I told my dude at work told me that. He's like, yep, Trump just got acquitted just announced. I'm like, oh.
It's like, yeah, there's no witnesses.
Yeah, I fucking went into Chris Rock mode. I was like, huh? Really?
Yeah.
What? Huh? Oh, wait. Are we gonna fill the streets and protest? Are we gonna fucking storm the fucking Congress? Yeah. Are we gonna whip out the guillotine?
Yeah.
Are we gonna?
I don't know. Can it be appealed from that point? I know it can be appealed if he gets charged, but can it be appealed if he doesn't get charged? I don't
think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so because it has to be. It has to coincide between both the House and the Senate.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know if you can take it to a federal court of any sort or a circuit court or whatever.
That wouldn't really do much good.
No, because he's fucking stacking the courts too.
Yep.
But I'm just like, and I saw people posting about it, getting, you know, it's like, we gonna fill the fucking streets? We gonna whip out the guillotine? We bring out the torches? Bring out the fucking pitchforks? We gonna fucking storm the fucking Bastille? What we doing? Oh, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Okay, that's it. We're just gonna fucking go on comment threads and fucking message boards, or those even still exist or whatever, and fucking have pissing contests.
Reddit pages. I don't know. I don't think Reddit's that political anymore. Honestly.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're just gonna post stuff on Facebook. Oh, fucking Nancy Pelosi ripped up his speech at the State of the Union.
Ooh, she's such a child. It's like, I don't know.
Oh man, that's a radical act.
I don't love Nancy Pelosi, but it's like she can do what she wants. She's been trying to do, you know, like symbolic shit lately, something like that. So, maybe she's an idealist, and that's
she's a fucking she's a figurehead, dude. She's a fraud. She didn't even want to go through with the impeachment in the first place. they basically had to beg her to go through with it, or else, like Alexandria Cortez and Rashida Tlaib and Omar and all of them were threatening to break away from the party, from what I understand.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense now, then.
You know, but like, oh, she tore up a speech at the State of the Union. Dude, in 1850...
She's probably just pissed that he's making her job harder.
Yeah,
which I can understand. I respect her for that, I guess.
Oh my God, she might actually have to do something to stand for something, to have a little bit of integrity, which ain't gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
But like...
integrity's dead.
No, politically, it's been dead forever. Yeah. It's never existed. But like, people are saying like... Oh, go girl, let's fucking, yeah. I'm like, in 1850, I had to look this up earlier. I was going to fucking whip my phone out and Wikipedia this again. I think it was 1856, the caning of Charles Sumner. Fucking on the Senate floor, a pro-slavery senator came up to, I think his name's Charles Sumner, who was an abolitionist, and beat him nearly to death with his cane.
Jesus,
on the Senate fucking floor
Christ.
because they were having a bitching contest about slavery. And the whole states' rights and all that shit.
Yeah.
Dude almost beat him to death with his fucking cane in front of the Senate. And you're going to tell me that her fucking doing the clap back and the fucking shredding the douchebag statement or a speech is going to...
Yeah.
That's fucking radical. Like, what happened to even that? The radicalism.
Yeah. It's not even like I see more people like condemning it than saying like, oh, that's such a brave move or whatever. It's like...
Well, yeah, you're going to get that from the right... You're gonna get that from, especially from the right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's just being a sport.
But even that, it's like, okay, you're getting torn up over that. It's like, come on. It's like, what do you expect?
Or the halftime show.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're speaking Spanish. They're in Miami.
Yeah.
Miami has one of the largest Latino populations in the country, probably the largest.
Yeah. And guess what? Latin Americans exist. It's a decent portion of a minority population. It's like, come on.
It's like fucking. I did see one meme. It was pretty funny. Where it's like, because Adam Levine ripped his shirt off at the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And it said he's standing there all fucking sweaty and ripped and shit. And it said Trump's was it female Trump supporters clapping and showed fucking J-Lo and Shakira and they're all like that.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Which at the same time, like there's the flip side to that even where it's like female empowerment. She's on a fucking stripper pole, dude. Now, granted, damn, J-Lo looks great at 51 or 50. And Shakira looks great at 43. And they're fucking tearing up the stage and giving a great performance. But she's on a fucking stripper pole, bro. That's empowerment. Come on.
It's subjective at that point. I mean, they look like they were having fun, so I'll give them that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not taking...
I think that's what the takeaway should be, is that they were having fun. And they were doing something. I mean, they were doing
celebration.
Like it was celebrating their heritage.
Yeah. It was a celebration.
Good.
But I guess I'm just like, people. There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
And the people who are in the middle, like looking at both sides, like, y'all are fucking stupid. Y'all are some dumb motherfuckers bitching about this stuff. Or on the flip side, being like, oh yeah, oh, it's all fucking
I feel
fantastic.
like people have problems enjoying things in general lately.
Well, because it's always got to come with like some asterisk.
Yeah.
Either it's that's, or it's fucking like.
Or people complaining about the new Star Wars movie. Like, I'm gonna say right now, I didn't hate it. It wasn't the greatest, and it had a lot of head scratching moments. And if it was labeled something else other than a Star Wars movie, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But
well, that's another beast where it's like
I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, at the moment, it's like, okay, I didn't not have a bad time. Like, I watched this and it provided the spectacle I came to see.
Well, and once again, for me, it's like people were bitching about it for one reason or another, or like all about it. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna give Disney my money and the Star Wars. And I'm in the middle, be like, it's not fucking necessary. The first three were fine. Quit fucking with it.
Yeah. It's like, if you know you're not gonna like it, then just don't go and see it. It's like,
But bitching about like the diversity changes or whatever, like that's what you're gonna complain about.
Yeah.
Because you probably went fucking paid to go see it.
Yeah.
First of all, B, Disney owns that shit, so you're just gonna give them your money.
Mm-hmm.
like we're not going to complain about Disney and how they're fucking
like eating up everything.
They're
right
fucking
now.
monopolizing the entertainment industry and fucking gift wrapping and force feeding this fucking watered down Arrested Development childlike version of reality. That's not the problem. But no, some fucking Asian lady gets written out of the fucking script. But god damn it, you know, it's got to be inclusive. Fuck you. Fuck off. Or like, on the flip side, it's like, oh, it's fucking liberal propaganda. It's fucking PC. Bleh. Fuck you too.
Yeah.
Because you're getting pissed off about stuff, the shit that fucking matter.
Yeah, it's entertainment. Like, either watch it and enjoy it, or don't watch it because you know you're not gonna like it anyway.
Always trying to find, always trying to find the hidden meanings.
Yeah.
Behind things, like trying to find some hidden meaning. Like, this is what it's trying to say. This is what it's saying. First of all, Star Wars. So, you know, the only thing that should probably matter is like the story arc, and are the characters well written? Is it edited well? Is it this? Is it that? Is it, at the very least, is it entertaining? But not the fucking getting pissed on either side about whatever dumbass shit you want to fucking pull out of your ass on that day. Excuse me. But here I am fucking ranting about that. But it's like,
yeah,
fucking
dude.
Disney. Like,
Yeah.
how is that not the first thing that you should be getting pissed off about?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It's like, if you really care about like that level of entertainment, it's like, okay, stop giving Disney your money then.
well, and that's another thing too. Like, I saw, like, after Disney bought Lucasfilms, which was not a surprise. That was eventually going to happen. People were getting pissed off, like, oh, Disney this, Disney that. I'm probably going to still go see it anyways. Then shut up.
Yeah.
Then shut the fuck up. Or, at the very least, if you want to go see it, get a bootleg, sit at home and watch it.
Yep.
Don't go pay the fucking theater and give the theater chain and Disney your fucking money. Rip it, sit at home. If that, at the very base bottom fucking line, that's your out.
Movies are fucking well. Tickets aren't as expensive as I remember them, but like, yeah, like popcorn's like fucking like $10 for a small, like shit.
Well, yeah,
that's a discussion for another.
No, I mean, it goes to show you, it's like, or if I may digress on the subject, but still keep up the heat.
Yeah.
Fucking, I guess the Browns changed management, or they've hired some new general manager, or some shit. And I saw people on Facebook and Twitter like, oh, it's gonna fucking ruin everything. I don't have any faith in the team anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm still gonna root for him, though.
Yeah.
You fucking sadomasochist. You're worse than Catholics. Shut the fuck up. First of all, you're the Browns. You're supposed to lose. You will always lose. I'm sorry. I'm looking straight in the fucking camera, and
they kind of capitalize out of that at this point.
And looking into the camera, if y'all see this,
Sorry.
you know exactly who the fuck I'm talking to, too.
Yeah.
You are the Browns. I can't say this enough. You are the Browns. You are supposed to suck. You haven't had a decent team in 30 years. Give it up. Give it up. You're not going to the Super Bowl. You're never going to the Super Bowl. I have this running bet with my friend Danny. Love her to death. One of whom I'm talking to, she sees this.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. The Browns will go to the Super Bowl in my lifetime. I just know it. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're never going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And anyone watching this, $50. $50 from here until fucking the end of time.
Yeah, well, those who start turning football teams into feel-good comedies.
Like a major league or slap shot football teams. But that obedience thing, like, yeah, and going back to politics, like, I don't agree with everything he says or does, but I'm still vote for him. I like him. You know, Donald Trump can be a bigot and grab chicks by the pussy, but he's not presidential. But I don't want that in a president. It's good that he's not like that. You know, he's a fucking pile of shit who's fucking bankrupted companies and ripped off workers who
made fake colleges
and fucking jack people out of their money. But you know what? He's not presidential, and he's smashing the system. He's fucking wrecking the status quo. He's draining the swamp. No, he's not. He's looking out for me and mine, and my people like me. No, he's not. Or fucking when Obama was coming up, like, you know, he's fucking progressive. He's gonna lead the country in a different direction. Blah blah blah. No, he's not.
Oh,
No,
thing
he's
I
not.
find the funniest is people saying how badly Trump's getting treated. It's like, you only made the whole, you only went against Obama about like being like a Muslim for like how many years?
People were at anti-Obama rallies with
Yeah,
fucking uh,
yeah,
effigies and lynch ropes,
yeah.
calling his ass a monkey.
Birth certificate. It's
Calling
like,
his ass
yeah,
calling his ass a monkey that should go back to Africa, dude.
yeah.
I remember that shit.
It's like you can't say Trump is getting treated bad when
He's getting treated bad.
It
in the
wasn't
press.
not that long ago that the same fucking shit was going on.
He's getting treated bad in the press. It's all negative about him. Blah blah. It's the worst treatment of any president in history. Someone shot JFK in the fucking face.
Yeah, you can't get much worse treatment.
Someone blew his brains all over his wife's fucking coat. I don't know if you've ever seen the picture of Air Force One where Lyndon Baines Johnson's getting sworn in and Jackie O standing next to him with fucking John's blood and fucking brain matter still on her person.
Yeah.
But fucking old DT's getting the shaft. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah, fuck that shit.
You fucking crybabies, dude. Well, here I am bitching about it. Got nothing else to do. Because I ain't happy until everyone's pissed off. So fuck you.
All right, man. I think we're doing a good job of that. So
I fucking, I fucking fuck them. You know it. I'm getting heated about it or whatever, but it's the madness that I keep yelling at. But I find it entertaining. It's so fucking funny. Like,
yeah, it's like the duality of it, you know.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, it's just like sometimes I gotta rant and be all Howard Beale fucking about it, but like how like the obedience and blind faith, like people just keep coming back to get shafted, and they're fine with it, just as long as their side wins.
Humans are glutton for punishment.
Fucking horrible band, great line. Fucking, there's a Buck Cherry song of all fucking bands. I think the song's called Out of Line. There's actually a really good line in there where it's like, I'm not a bad man, I'm just a glutton for abuse. And that to me is Democratic voters, Republican voters, people in the church who will follow their evangelical preacher straight to hell and back, even though they're voting against their own belief, their own religion, their own fucking Lord and Savior. Like, really, you think Jesus, if he comes back, you don't think they're going to throw his ass in prison or fucking send his ass to a fucking ICE detention center?
Yeah, no, they'll be excited about it for a day until he says something that disagrees with them.
No, he'll come back. No, not even that, dude. It'll be like maybe half an hour. Yeah. Everyone will be like, oh my God, what's all this turmoil? Jesus is coming back. Oh shit! He looks like one of the Muslim motherfuckers. Fucking shoot!
He's too tan.
He's telling me to give up my guns. Fuck that motherfucker. I'm Schrodinger's patriot. I collect guns to fight against...
Wait a second, he's bisexual?
He likes dudes too. Maybe that's why he had 12 friends following him around the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Fucking Schrodinger's patriot, man. Fucking hoarding guns to fight against the military you proudly fucking respect and honor. Fuck you.
Yep.
It's all fun and games, man. Like George Carlin said, if you don't look at life as pure entertainment, you're missing the fucking point.
This day and age, that's the only way you can go on living.
And I'll end this with another fucking Carlin quote from 2004's Life is Worth Losing, talking about why culture and society and education, whatever, sucks. It's because that's the way they want it to be. He's like, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. It's the same club that they pound over your head telling you what to believe, what to think. Yeah. All they want is obedient workers who will accept shittier fucking pay cuts and the loss of overtime, and now they're coming after your Social Security money and they're gonna fucking get it.
Yeah. All they gotta do is like throw in those like artificial highs and lows, man. That's how I've been feeling about it for a while, man.
Distraction.
Yep.
Keep them distracted. Bread and circus.
Yep.
Bread and circus, baby.
Yep.
So, keep believing what you want to believe. Keep voting for the same fucking party. It's a two-party system. No, it's a one-party system, and it's a one-class system. It's the business class, and the rest of us have to eat that shit sandwich. And until people fucking realize that, which I don't think they will, it's going to stay the same.
This is true.
And one last thing, especially about voting, I'll fucking let loose on this one just real quick. My favorite thing about elections, because I voted third party all 3 times I voted in presidential elections. Fucking make me a pariah. You know, the whole, if you don't vote, you have nothing to complain about. Okay. Well, I voted. Who'd you vote for? I voted third party. That's a wasted vote.
Yeah.
Well, I voted.
Yeah.
And you're mad that I didn't vote. Or at the same time, it's like, who'd you vote for? I voted for the other guy. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I voted third party. Fuck you. But I voted. I didn't vote. Fuck you. You gotta vote for my guy. Alright, let me go get my fucking foam number 1 finger. Mm-hmm. My pom-poms, my popcorn. We'll fucking celebrate this party together. And with that, let's finish this up and go drink, Nate.
I couldn't agree more.
Alright, folks. Thanks for listening to all that. Thanks again for joining us. Facebook page, Moon Tower Podcast. Twitter. Just remember, we
got Instagrams.
Twitter, Moon Tower Podcast. Instagram, Europe Ian. Check out our old stuff on SoundCloud under Europe Ian. Europe_Ian, excuse me. Stitcher. We're all over the fucking internet, folks. Keep listening. YouTube. Spotify, Moon Tower Podcast, all damn day. Get your merchandise, t-shirts, koozies at flashdesigns.com. That's flash-designs.com.
Killer Kowalski.
All of the money goes to Killer Kowalski. None of it comes to us. Man's got to eat, right?
We're okay with that. Hey, we got some dope-ass looking t-shirts and koozies.
We're going to lead off with another song from Saturn Boy. Check out the video. Check out his shit on YouTube. Hit him up on Facebook. Man's name's Ben Gordon, if for anyone who's in the know. That's who does all that good music. And until next time, think for yourself. It's the best you can do. Cheers, motherfuckers.